Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, and the IYT. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right to the daily spider. We were $2 and some change up, 65 million, a little bit light volume on the day, and nothing wrong, guys. Just a nice gap up, nice little follow through day, and we closed a little bit above the gap fill and almost at the all-time high. So one thing I'm looking at though, guys, SPX did close at the all-time high. So this pattern on the SPX is starting to play out. We never even dipped below the 20 MA, so this is showing a little more strength than the actual SPY, the ETF that we follow. So keep an eye on the SPX. I do that, but I like to keep an eye on the SPY. Everyone has this chart. Light volume again. Above the MAs, still in a strong stance. Let's see if we get some follow through with some volume tomorrow. 250, 253 area, and then the 240, you know, say 248, 24 area, 35 area. See if this thing can pop through and get through this area. We'll see. Again, guys, nothing wrong. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's really what's happening. I want to see the weekly close. I want to see it close above here, or maybe even 250, guys. That's what I want to see. I want to see some follow through on the daily, but I want to see a close up by this trend line here if this is showing some strength and if this thing's ready to go up off this bullish pattern. That's what I'm looking for. IWM. IWM, again, not bad. Dollar on the day. Pushed back up, filled the gap, pushed right back down, did not close above the gap. Again, a little bit choppy, sloppy, bullish action. That's what we were talking about. 20 MA starting to curl up in the price. Let's see if the 20 MA pushes this up to all-time highs, or does this chop around underneath it and just let's see what the bullish pattern brings, guys. As long as it's staying above the MAs, just chopping around up and down, this thing could possibly move up higher. Let's see what happens on the weekly close, guys. Still light volume today, nothing like Friday, but light volume, but still okay. Had a real good session, but everything did. Even the European and even the Asian markets, they had real good sessions too on the overnight action. So right now, nothing wrong. We did fill the gap. It did hold it down there. So let's see if this thing continues to chop and then possibly sets up for higher prices. You know, lower, and then you got support down in here, the 20, the 50, the 618, 750, and then the big one is this trend line too on the IWM, just like we have on the spider. So we have a bunch of these trend lines here. If these things breaks, then lower prices are to come. Most likely the 200 MA, and then we'll take it from there. The Qs, though, we talked about this chop and slop in action and the lower end of this big red bar. That's what it's been doing. 1, 2, 3, 6 days. Still below the 20 MA. This thing's got to giddy up, guys. It's got to start moving higher. So if it stays down in this lower range, guys, it's setting up for lower prices. That's the bottom line. It needs to start retracing back up 750 and then ultimately get it back above the all-time high and continue higher, 145 to possibly 150 on the Qs. So right now, though, kind of ugly. Let's see what this pattern plays out towards the end of the week. I want to see the Friday close on the weekly. We'll go in that real quick here. So right now, just showing the same thing, trying to retrace up. Let's see what Friday's close brings on the weekly, but nothing wrong. Daily, same thing, above the MAs, the 50 and the 200, but still back below the 20 MA. They got to get it back above. It'll make people feel a little bit better about this trade if you're long. If you are long, though, remember, just trail your stop up. You don't want to wake up, this thing comes right back in and then it starts to come in. And so just be careful with the Qs and these high flyers, especially the Amazons, the Googles, and all that stuff. So just keep your eyes on all that. See what they're doing on intraday action. I want to see more volume in these markets too. But the DIA, guys, what can I say? 215 area, we talked about that. We pretty much 215.01, we touched that. Next area, 220. Next area, 225. And then you're coming up to this trend line up here if you are long in these markets. So what's that at? We're about 228 right now, 225, 220, 215. Let's see if we go sideways and consolidate. We're still above the MAs like the other time frames or the other indexes. So again, you know, this thing's been chopping for months. This thing's got to start taking off. So it is. It's coming off this bullish pattern, kind of a weak bullish pattern. But hey, you know what? Let it go up. Let's see what this thing can do. Light volume still continuing in the last 3 days, but just grinding up as much as they can. It's almost like they got Boeing going today. They got Caterpillar going today. McDonald's going today. Goldman. Everything was pretty much on a good rally today, guys. Good retraces on a lot of stocks, trying to move higher. And just watch for big resistance in these markets, guys. All right, let's go to the IYT. We've talked about the IYT lagging, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, guys, pop goes the weasel. We get almost back to the all-time highs. Good resistance up here from these pivot, never could get through there. You know, in fact, I want to do this. I want to take this guy here. I'm going to move this up a little bit right there, because that's what it's pretty much testing right now, guys. That's the big level. Still, bullish pattern. We talked about all the other indexes above the MA, same stance, bullish sideways, starting to move up. Let's see if this breaks up or breaks down. These indexes break down, guys. These moves downward. See all this consolidation since December, so they're going to get wiped out. This thing will be down here. Next thing you know, we'll be down to the lows of November. That's how these markets, and that's how this choppy action. This is just buying time, guys. These are the big boys distributing up here. You stuck around to watch this video. This is distribution at its best, guys. We might move higher, but so be it. The volume will disappear. We'll start floating up. Big levels will be the double top, 174, then 175. If it continues up, then 180, maybe even higher. Right now, it's still lagging. Still needs to get above these tops here and above the all-time high. I'll stick the trend line up there too. Let's see what happens. Good stance, though. Yeah, it's a great stance, guys. As well as the IWM, too. That's another one, guys, that has to continue higher. So keep an eye on all that, and we'll see what these markets do this week. Friday's closes, of course, are always important, so we'll watch for that. But right now, we're in Monday. We got a couple more days until Friday, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, if you like this video, go to StockBookie.com, sign up for the free membership, and you'll get email alerts to videos like this, live streaming sessions, trade ideas, some educational stuff, and just some fun and trying to make money in these markets, guys. So hope you like these videos. Thanks again for joining us tonight. God bless. See you on the charts.